Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. I apologize for the lack of videos. It's been pretty busy with school and my final exams are coming up, so that is why today's video is not a usual art video. So that will be coming soon, but I have to finish up my exams first. So today I will be doing a little day in the life study with me type of video as I prep for my final exams. So I like to wake up pretty early around 5:30 and then start studying at about 6. So this is my final exam study schedule, so I can stay on track with getting through all of the topics and reviewing them for all of my classes. So I'm starting out my day with some chemistry practice problems, which is pretty much what I do every day. The first 2 hours of my morning are pretty much always dedicated to chemistry, so it will be weird once I'm done this class and done all my chemistry classes. So I just got out everything that I need, and I have the textbook up on my laptop, and then I'm just going through the practice problems in this notebook over here. I have done all these practice problems before, but I'm just in the process of going through and reviewing all of the different units just to kind of jog my memory when it comes to prepping for the exam. And on a side note, it snowed the other day before filming this, so that's why you can see outside my window all the snow. It was so nice for like a month or a couple of weeks or so, and then a big snowstorm decided to roll in, so we're back to winter, but hopefully it will all melt pretty quickly and we'll be back at spring. Here, one of my cats decided to make an appearance on my little standing desk that I have going on, so she didn't stay long, but I took some time to pet her and then got right back to work. And yeah, I forgot to mention before, but I'm using this homemade kind of quirky little standing desk setup. I get tired of sitting a lot, and I find this is kind of helpful for keeping me focused on my work, so I try to stand at it for the majority of my day. I usually sit down for my classes because it helps me to focus better and kind of get into the class state of mind, but for when I'm doing other schoolwork, I often stand at it, and I really like it because I'm at the perfect height to look out my window, and I'm just surrounded by all of my plants, and it's quite enjoyable actually. So as I showed you previously, my little study schedule that I have going on that I made on Excel, I like to start studying for most of my exams, especially math-based ones, about 2 weeks ahead of time, and then for more memorizing ones, that's kind of just a continuous thing where throughout the semester I'm working through all of the material through Anki cards and stuff like that, which you'll see later. But specifically for chemistry here, I spread out all the different topics and units so that I'll have about 2 or 3 days to go through each topic or unit one more time, and then I have about 5 full days of comprehensive full reviews before the exam starts. And I also have that set up for all of my other courses, but I find that for those I don't need the rigid setup as much, just because I have been working through the material with Anki and spaced repetition throughout the semester. So I made myself some coffee at around I think 7:30 or almost 8, and then I got back to work. We found ourselves not by ourselves. It's been 10 years and still not there. We'll end the chase, we've won the race. We'll have our kids that we will raise, and y'all will be here with me, with me, with me, with me, with me. And because of the beauty of doing school from home, I was able to just quickly set up for my Zoom class 2 minutes before it started. So I took down my standing desk and got out everything that I needed. So I have my iPad and Apple Pencil to take notes, and then I'm in my Zoom class. This is for a chemistry lecture, which honestly I don't find too helpful. Might be the professor, might just be my learning style. I prefer to do a lot of independent study and stuff like that, but This was actually the last class for it, which is so exciting. And I was just taking some notes. I had already gone through, like, I think all of this material on my own.
It's true, I gotta believe in stream, I know I became him.
And then after that class, I took a workout break and I came back for some Anki. I'm very proud of my streak with the heat map you can see on there for every day this semester. So I haven't missed a day yet, and I definitely won't because we are almost done this semester. But if you are unfamiliar with Anki, it's pretty much a flashcard software or app for spaced repetition of your material that you're learning. So I have a different deck for all 3 of my memorizing classes, and I am just going through all of those. And for an extra little added element of active recall, I am using my iPad over here to kind of add some elaborative rehearsal to some of the flashcards on there. So I'm answering them by writing them down, but then also usually elaborating on the topic. With this stack, this is microbio, and I have this like huge notability page that I think looks really cool. I just zoom in and then I always write on there and just continuously continue to write on there, and I think it looks so fun with all the different colors and stuff like that. So it is always really satisfying to do this, but I only do this for microbiology. I don't do it for my other 2 classes that I have on Anki, just because I feel like they're not as like comprehensive in the content, if that makes sense. So that took me about an hour to do, and then I am just taking out my bullet journaling supplies and updating my to-do list for the day. And then once that was finished, I took a lunch break, which is usually around an hour and a half, where I relax a little bit and obviously eat some lunch before coming back to schoolwork. After that, I put on some Taylor Swift and made myself some more coffee because I've been up since 5:30 and I usually drink 2 cups. But anyways, I'm going back to some chemistry problems. Surprise, surprise. I didn't quite finish everything that I wanted to, so I am just continuing through this chapter, trying to get as much finished, and I actually didn't end up finishing all of these that I wanted to, because I ended up going on a walk instead because my focus was just not awesome. So that's totally okay. I had planned to finish this kind of unit, which includes 2 chapters in 3 days. So I have time to continue going through that. And also when I originally go through this content, like I usually have a pretty strong grasp on it because I have been tested on it already, but I'm always a little nervous to go back and see if I have lost any of my memories for how to do these problems and stuff like that. But I was like pretty surprised. Everything was going pretty smoothly, and I was mostly getting them all right. So I just wanted to be sure that I knew how to do everything, which is why I am going through every single one of the problems once again.
It's like a Scooby-Doo event.
After going on a long walk outside, I came back in and started on my cognitive psychology studying. So this is actually the first final exam that I have, and I'm pretty confident with the content, but I just wanted to make sure that I know everything. I've been going through my Anki cards every day, like I have mentioned many times in this video, but I'm just going through all of the different units and kind of using them as like prompts, as like kind of flashcards, I guess, and writing down everything I know about all the content as like a way to test myself and practice some active recall. So I'm doing this on my iPad like I've been doing literally this entire video and will continue to do for the rest of my studying of this day. And it's like a similar method to the microbiology and Anki, where I'm just doing it on one giant notability page, and I don't actually ever look back on these. This is just for the purpose of active recall, and I like looking at it as in scrolling through it, but I'll never refer back to these notes. But yeah, I just went through one chapter. That was the goal for today, which I did indeed finish. I find this content to be not like super thrilling, but that is totally all right. And later on in the evening after supper, I moved on to microbiology, which I enjoy studying a lot more than cognitive psychology. So I have a soda water, which I don't know what you guys call these, but even though I'm Canadian and I don't call soda, I call it pop, I call this soda water. So let me know what you call it. I know some people call them like sparkling water, but anyways, I have my PowerPoint up on my computer of the units that I was going through. I had the goal to complete going through 2 separate units of notes, so I'm doing a similar thing where pretty much the slides are just kind of prompts or flashcards, and I'm like reading through them and writing down and elaborating on the content as much as I know. And I've been tested on all of this material that I was going through before, so I was pretty confident with it. It wasn't anything new. I have studied, I have taken midterms on it, so everything was pretty simple, but I just want to be sure that I am not forgetting anything, and the Anki cards are great for this, so most of these things were already in my brain and I didn't have to take any more time to relearn them. And that was it for my study day. At the end, I usually finish at like 7:30 or 8. I like to take out my bullet journal and check off all of the things that I have completed. So satisfying. And then I usually make a to-do list for the next day right away, and also update my spreadsheet with like my final exam study schedule, so I have that prepped and ready for the next day, and I know what is the plan for my next day of studying. So that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and like I said, I will be having more art videos, create this book, all of that stuff coming up very soon once I finish up with school for this semester. So have a great day, and I'll see you next time.
And the J's, we've won the race. We'll have our kids that we will raise, and y'all will be here with me.